Retailing was actually one of the sectors that helped to lift the local share market today. Martin Lakos from Macquarie Private Wealth has all the details. Well, Martin Lakos, with the Italian and more generally European markets moving ahead last night, I guess that was a bit of a relief for us.
Yeah, Tiki, the market participants are definitely having to juggle in the last 48 hours a whole range of news headlines that have really been moving markets around. And I guess a little bit of a mystery of what's going on. You know, we had that ratings downgrade by S&P on Italy, and yet we had all European markets, including the Italian market, up overnight. So, it is quite difficult. We've got quite a lot coming through this week. Tonight or tomorrow morning, our time, we'll have the announcement from the Federal Reserve on their two-day meeting. Clearly, markets are looking for some more action out of the Federal Reserve, largely a program of buying long-dated treasuries, which will push rates lower again at that long end. That hopefully will have an impact on mortgage rates and start to see an improvement in both housing and consumer discretionary spending in the United States. Also, some further news out of Greece overnight that it does appear that the Troika, which is the EU, the European Central Bank and the IMF, are getting a little more comfortable with the actions taken by Greece. And lastly, we had obviously the IMF come through with growth numbers yesterday and certainly showing that China remains in pretty good shape.
Right, let's go to some stocks. David Jones, what does the market make of its result?
Result came in almost in line with expectations. We were going for 169 million net profit after tax. It came in at 168. They did note that the environment remains pretty tough. Dividend of 15 cents. That was down 3 cents on the previous corresponding period, but still a reasonable payout of about 85%. And there's no doubt the cost of doing business is coming down. In other words, they're really focusing on their costs. And interestingly, with that, the whole consumer discretionary sector performed quite well. David Jones itself was up a couple of percent. We had good performances out of Harvey Norman, Myer and Echo Entertainment, the new casino business.
Now, Atlas Iron has succeeded in its takeover of Ferroz. How did the market see that strategy?
Yeah, look, they like that in terms of the outlook. The share price actually closed down 10 cents for Atlas Iron. Look, this is quite an important acquisition for them. They're going to spend all up about just under $250 million to acquire Ferroz. It gives them both an increase in reserves. Ferroz has got resources of nearly 480 million tonnes of iron ore, but it also gives them an additional exposure and effectively control of the Western Iron Alliance in the Pilbara at Port Hedland. So it gives them effectively control of the port, and that's quite interesting for future expansion plans for Atlas Iron.
And on the broader market, I see volumes are really down. Is that pretty much an indication of a lack of commitment at the moment?
Yeah, look, very much so, Tiki. It's been quite interesting. For this month alone, we've seen average volumes under 5 billion, about 4.4 billion. We normally see 5 to 6. And certainly with the market volatility, there doesn't appear to be a lot of conviction at this stage, either from buyers or sellers. So we're not getting sold down heavily on volume. Equally so, buyers are sitting on their hands.
Martin Lakos, thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Tiki. Thanks.